So Claude Code is incredibly powerful, but there's some things that are really complicated for people to get. Now, in teaching a bunch of people how to do Claude Code, there are a couple things that always come into play that make it very difficult. One of them is installing MCPs and doing it in the right way so you can give access to Claude Code to do things on your behalf. For instance, GitHub is kind of very complicated, but it's actually really necessary because it's the place where you're going to put your code. And it happens to be very tough for people that are just beginning to really understand how to connect it. The second thing is that whenever you build an app and you want to see it live on the web and have your friends check it out and everything else, or to eventually host it, you're going to need a place to host the application that you make. And sometimes that's very hard to understand too. That's why we're going to show everybody how to also connect Vercel through an MCP. Now, MCPs are basically connectors that allow you to do things through your Claude Code automatically by telling it or commanding it, and it will go do those things on your behalf. Now, the reason why we find that those two are very important is for the simple fact that it just makes a person who's a complete beginner know and have these vital techniques and skills to actually have them save their apps and to actually have them deploy their apps. So stay tuned and build along with us. So before we get in this, there's been some changes in Claude that makes things a little bit confusing, and I want to make sure everybody understands. So I'm going to go over the 4 things really quickly before we do the install. First, let's go over what a skill is. A skill is like a recipe card for Claude that tells Claude exactly how to do it for a specific job. Step by step, you write it once or you download it, and Claude follows it every time. So every time it needs to figure out how to do something, it looks at the skill, and it will go automatically and do that. The next thing that comes into play is the MCP. Think of it like a phone charger. Your phone, Claude, can only use power when it's plugged in. MCP is the cable, and it connects Claude to the outside world, and it allows you, again, to do things in those programs, whatever they might be, right? The ones that we're going to be talking about today is GitHub and Vercel. Then there is plugins. Now, plugins are, I wouldn't say new, but they're working a little bit differently. So plugin is kind of a combination of MCPs, agents, skills, and a whole bunch of things that you can collect and download all at once. Now, it's really good, except that sometimes I prefer the MCP connections that I'm going to show you just because they're cleaner, they're easier to install, and they just, for some odd reason, for me at least, they work better. When we install a plugin, and let's make believe we already installed our MCP, it will ignore the actual MCP in the plugin in the package that it comes in. So it might show as disconnected or failed, but it doesn't necessarily mean that it's working or we want it to work, because as long as we have one connection and we have the skills associated with it, then we're good to go. Now, the cool thing about the agent, it actually can have the MCP connections and use those, and it can also have several skills that it can use, and it can be deployed whenever you want it to be deployed. And again, you'll see that way later on, or if you want to watch the agent video, watch that video and you'll see how they all kind of work together. But again, the reason why I wanted for you to understand this is so you can see how we install these different things. And you might be asking yourself, well, why not let the MCP install for the plugin for, like, let's say Vercel or GitHub? Like I said, I feel that the GitHub one for the MCP, when we're installing it directly, it works a little bit better. And to me, at least, it feels easier because of the connections and the way that it works. And sometimes when you're connecting the actual MCP through the plugin, what will happen is it'll sometimes not authenticate through the browser, and it creates a little bit of problems. So we're going to be doing the way, I would call it the old way, through the MCP, so you understand how to do it. All right, so I wanted to go over with a quick little guide, and I made this little guide for you. It'll be in the description below. So what you're going to see is, if you come in here, you're going to see like a whole bunch of things to kind of help you out, a little bit of explanations and everything else, and exactly like what are you doing when you're actually doing things to GitHub. Now, the way to think about GitHub when we're starting out with it is that you are basically taking a file or something you create inside your computer, and you're pushing it to like a cloud-based depository where you can hold things, and it just becomes a really good source to like deploy things from there. It actually becomes a source of like a version control. So if you want to work on it and like not lose a copy, you can do it all there. And it's something that as you get better and better at building apps or agents or whatever you're doing, it just ends up being a place where you're doing a lot of modifications, sharing it with your teams or whatever it is. So it's something that is really necessary for you to get really used to just developing apps in general. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to come in here and we're going to install it on the terminal. I find it's the easiest to install there. And I'm going to kind of skip through all this, and I'm going to go first to our GitHub account. Now, inside of GitHub, you're going to come over here, type in github.com/settings/tokens. You're going to come into the tokens. You're going to click on finely grained token. And what you're going to do is generate new token. Now, I'm going to put the token name as Claude. All right, so we'll say called terminal, and you can call it whatever you want. Obviously Claude Code for yourself. And actually, let me just go ahead and do that. And I'm gonna have the expiration actually to 7 days because I'm gonna rotate and delete this key anyway. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do it for all repositories. Now, when I do for all repositories, it's gonna have access to every single thing that I've ever built or that I continue to build. And the most important part right here is going to be permissions. Now, again, if we follow our guide, I'm just gonna move this directly over here. And again, it gives you some naming conventions that you might wanna check, but what we're gonna do is look for these specifically. So we're gonna look up for contents, all right? We're gonna look for issues, okay? We're gonna look for pull requests, all right? We're gonna look for workflows. We're gonna look for actions, okay? And we're gonna look for commit issues. These are just some of the ones that are guaranteed, but by all means, do your own research. These are the ones that are my personal, favorites of the way I do it. And command statuses and meta is already kind of selected. And what we're gonna do is, once we're here, we wanna have some of these in the read-write because we're gonna be reading write. Actually, all of them are gonna be read-write that we've selected, except meta, which it will only do read, all right? And again, we're not giving any permissions like administration or delete because then those are a little severe because then you can, by mistake, delete entire repos or, you have administrators, somebody hacks this account, they can grab everything. So we're just gonna keep it there. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna hit generate token. Now, when it generates a token, I'm gonna copy and paste that token. It's gonna have a GHP on it. I'm gonna generate it, I'm gonna move off screen. So then again, even though we're gonna delete it anyway, I don't wanna show it, but you get the case. I'm gonna hit generate token. And when I do, it's gonna give me a key, right? It's generating token. It will start with GitHub_PAT, and it will have a bunch of numbers and sequences afterwards. What we're gonna do now is using the same guide, we are gonna go all the way down and it's gonna give you some commands. The first command is we are gonna basically store our token inside of our basic environment variable so it doesn't get exposed when we're using it. So basically what we're doing is we're storing it in our system. So I'm gonna click on VS Code. This is VS Code. And again, if you wanna know how to do that and install it in here, watch the video before on installation and you'll see it get done. But in here, what we're gonna do is you're gonna come over here, you're gonna either hit terminal, new terminal, or you're gonna hit control and tilde, one or the other. And what we're gonna do is this little tiny down arrow, we're gonna actually click on the PowerShell. And in here, what we're gonna do is we're gonna paste that command, all right? And you see where it says your token here? We're gonna delete that directly in the middle and we're gonna add our token and we're gonna make sure it's inside quotations marks. Now, in here, you're just gonna copy the entire token and you're gonna paste it in here. Now, again, I'm gonna take you off screen so I can go ahead and install it. And what this is gonna do is gonna store my variable directly in here or my token, and it's gonna then be inside the terminal. Now, what I'll do is I'll close that terminal down once it's saved. And basically what's gonna happen is when I put that key in there or that token, I'm gonna hit enter. And when I hit enter, it's gonna automatically store it. And then I'm just gonna close it down because I don't want it exposed. So that's what I'm gonna do there. I'm gonna pull that offline. And again, what I'm doing is I'm pasting my key from GitHub, okay? Very easy to do. We're just gonna paste it. And again, you're pasting that GitHub, and again, with all those letters and numbers, and we're gonna make sure it's inside quotations. That's the most important piece, because if those quotations are not there, it won't read right. And you're gonna just make sure it says GitHub at the beginning, and then in the quotations, and you know you did it right because it'll turn blue, all right? So we're gonna go ahead, once I install that key, and again, I know you can't see it, but I'm gonna hit enter. And if I get a blank screen back, I'm good. Now, I'm gonna type the word clear, and what it'll do is it'll delete what I just wrote, so it's ready to go. Now that that is already there, my variable is stored, and therefore I can't expose it. What I'm gonna do now is go back to our SOP, and in my SOP, I'm gonna just copy this right here, Control C, and enter. I hit enter, and then it's gonna go ahead and install it. And then once it's done, I'm gonna type the word clear again, and I'm gonna put in Claude, and I'm gonna check whether or not the MCP is installed. Now I'm gonna hit yes to trust a folder. I'm now in Claude Code because I have this little tiny person there. I'm gonna come in here and type in MCP. And if I did it right, I'll see GitHub connected right in there, right? Now that is all it takes to connect the MCP. So now I'm able to see it. So if I come back out of here and I'm gonna say, can you list all my repos? And it should be able to read the MCP and give them a list of all the repos that I have available to work in or whatever I might need to do so. So it's gonna use our GitHub MCP, okay? We're gonna go ahead and hit yes. Again, it's asking permission to read files and go out to the MCP and so forth. So we're just gonna go ahead and do that. And now it lists all the ones that I have available, what language it's in, when it's been updated, if it's private or public, and so forth and so on. And now we're ready to rock and roll, right? So that was the first one that we did. Well, now, we did everything. We built our entire app. We put it into GitHub. We obviously want to run some security before and just check security. But now the next thing we want to do is possibly deploy it and put it online so other people can check it out. Maybe send it to a couple of friends to test out the app. Maybe send it to a security tester to test out the security right when I don't have any information that could, hurt me in any way. But that's what you want to do, right? Now we're going to go on to Vercel. Vercel, just like GitHub, you want to create an account. You'll come in here. I already have an account. There's different pricing for this. So if you go to pricing, you can see you can get a hobby account and just start deploying. And then later on, you can move to a pro account and just have it in there. So I'm going to go back and I'm going to go ahead and log in. And in here, now that I have it open, I'm going to leave that open because I'm possibly going to have to log in. And we're good in here. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete that key anyway right now because we're going to use another one. So let's delete that key on GitHub. And in the meantime, let's now go ahead and deploy our Vercel. Now Vercel is way easier. So what I'm going to do with Vercel is I'm going to close out my terminals and I'm going to go ahead and hit the Control T, get back to the terminal window here, go to PowerShell. And inside PowerShell, what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here and I'm going to copy this command. Now, these commands are always updating. So if this is a little outdated, just look up the new command or whatever it might be. I'm going to go ahead and enter. Awesome. It added the MCP server. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to type in Claude. Yes, I trust this folder. Hit the / type in MCP. Hit enter again, and you're going to notice that Vercel needs authentication. Now, because Vercel needs authentication, what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit enter, and I'm going to go ahead and authenticate. Now, see, it's going to say, what do you want to do? And I'm going to say all teams, all projects, and I'm going to hit allow. Authentication successful, and if I come back in here to my terminal, and all I have to do is come in here, and you see that authentication has been successful. Now, if I come to MCP, you're going to notice that Vercel is now officially connected. Now, because I deleted that key, notice that the GitHub automatically now cannot connect, but that's what you want to do. Now, if I install a plugin, and if I go to the plugins now, 119 plugins, and one of them happens to be, if I do GitHub, if I install this GitHub, it will automatically come with the skill. It will install the skill of GitHub and it will ignore the MCP. Now, if I do this here, I already have the GitHub skill installed, so I don't want to install it twice, but I could if I wanted to. If I hit install, what it's going to do is it's going to install a packet that is a skill, a possible agent, and an MCP. Now, the MCP will stay uninstalled because I've already installed the MCP because I like that version better. I feel that it works a little bit better than the plugin, and automatically it's set to go, and there's nothing else I need to do. And same thing with Vercel. How many Vercel deployments do I have? And just like before, it's going to ask me a couple questions, and it's going to, again, I'm going to have to hit yes to allow it to read and so forth and so on. And it's going to check the Vercel deployments because now it has that internal connection in order to do so. Cool. And I'm hit yes, yes again. Cool. And it's listing all the projects. Yes again, one more time after that. See, and it's listing all the projects in order for me to read. And it made a whole bunch of lists for me of everything that I got going on, right? Pretty cool. And now if I'm working on any project, right? So let's make believe I open a project folder. I'm going to open my folder of projects and I go into, let's say, my dev folder. And inside my dev folder, I'm going to just pick, a particular, like the book creator one, and I'm going to hit select folder. Now, this is the one I already deployed, but if I was working in Claude Code, all right, let me make that the bigger screen. And I wanted to deploy this app to Vercel. All I literally have to do is deploy to Vercel. Obviously, like I said, you always want to run some security checks and run a security agent, but I would hit deploy to Vercel, hit enter, and it would automatically take that opportunity, give me a bunch of permissions that I would have to go through unless I have bypass all permissions on, and it will automatically deploy Vercel for me on my behalf. So bringing it all back together, right? We went over what a skill was, what an MCP was, what an agent was, and also what a plugin is. We showed you how to install both the Vercel and the GitHub MCP. We showed you how to do it the right way. We showed you how to basically not expose your keys, because as long as they're inside the terminal and not in a conversation with the chat, then you're good to go because no keys are exposed. And then at the end of it, we showed you all the different commands and things you can do and the difference between the plugins and how to install additional things. But the main point of it is giving it the access it needs to go out there and do its own job without you having to do any of this stuff in GitHub or in Vercel, especially if you don't know it. So I hope that answered a lot of questions, and remember to download the SOP that's below, and we will see you in the next one.